The movie opens with a high school seminar about sex crimes. Guidance counselor Sam is leading the seminar, and he invites Detective Ray and Gloria to give a speech, but everyone ignores them, and the seminar ends without anyone learning anything new. Sam is very close with his students and treats him as friends, but we see some of the female students want more from him. We meet Kelly, who is very flirtatious with Sam, but he always sticks with his principles and does not date his students. One day after class, Kelly asks Sam to take her home. Sam then drives home her and another student named Jimmy. When he gets to Kelly's home, he is greeted by her mom Sandra, who also eyes him filled with lust. She invites him to join her for a drink, but he tells her he has something else to do and leaves. The next morning, Kelly comes to Sam's home with her friend. She catches him just as he is saying goodbye to his girlfriend Barbara. She asks Sam if they can wash his car for a charity program, and he agrees. Kelly and her friends then get soapy and clean Sam's car. Kelly then tells her friend to go home, and she enters Sam's home while he was looking for something. The two stare at each other for a few seconds before the scene ends, and next, we see an upset Kelly running out of Sam's home. The next morning, Sandra gets a call from the school telling her that Kelly has missed school. Sandra finds Kelly upset and asks her what happened. Kelly first talks about how she misses her late dad, but then she reveals that she got raped by Sam. Sandra flips out when she hears this, and she takes her lawyer Tom, who is also the father of Sam's girlfriend, and goes to the police. Kelly then gives her testimony to Gloria and Ray. She tells them that Sam forced himself on her, but didn't finish. She tells them that he said, "No little girl is going to make me come." Ray and Gloria hear her testimony, but Gloria doesn't believe Kelly, and since there is no way to prove Sam did the crime, he doesn't get arrested. But unlucky for Sam, Sandra is a very powerful woman, and she starts ruining his life. She gets him kicked out of his home and suspended from school. She even gets him beat up by her boyfriend. Sam also loses his girlfriend, and no good lawyer refuses to take his case, meaning if he doesn't clear his name, his life is ruined. Sam gets recommended to a lawyer named Ken, who finally agrees to take his case. Ken proposes they sue Sandra for vindictively ruining his life, but Sam is not confident they can win, so he doesn't waste money. Ray and Gloria continue their investigation, and they finally get a lead from another student named Susie. Susie knows Ray as he is the cop that arrested her for using drugs, and she hates his guts, but she now fears for her life, so she agrees to talk to him. Susie tells them that she used to be also close with Sam, and that one day he also raped her. Gloria is shocked to hear this, and asks if Susie remembers anything, and Susie says that Sam told her, "No little bitch is going to make him come." With the testimonies of Kelly and Susie matching perfectly, Sam is arrested immediately and brought to court. The first day Kelly takes the stand and tells her story, Ken then cross-examines her and tries to put holes in her story, but she doesn't fall for any of his traps. The next day, Susie takes the stage. She also tells her story, but this time Ken has more information on her. He confronts her about her drug abuse and violent criminal history. He then reveals that Susie has been trying to contact Sam even after she claimed he raped her. This makes Susie break, and she confesses that Sam didn't rape her. She then reveals that Kelly came to her with the idea to frame Sam because she was mad. He had sex with her mother. The courtroom turns to chaos as Kelly tries to shut up Susie, but she just gets arrested. Sam is exonerated from all his crime, and he celebrates with Ken. They later discuss what they should do with Sandra, and agree to make her settle with money. The next day, Sandra and Tom come to Ken's office, and they sign Sam an $8 million check, and Sam went from being homeless to being a millionaire overnight. Sam is also reinstated at school, but he quits his job since he no longer needs it. One night we see Sam arriving at his hotel room. He looks around in suspicion, then suddenly Kelly comes out of the bathroom holding a champagne bottle. Then behind her, Susie comes out revealing the three of them actually came up with the scheme to make Sandra overreact and then sue her for money. The three of them planned this from the start and completed the plan perfectly. Now, they just need to wait a while before leaving the country and splitting the money. Sam tells the girls that they can't not be seen together until they leave the country, but just for that night, he decides to celebrate their victory by having a steamy threesome. Everything seems to be going to plan in a few days. Sam keeps a low profile until he can transfer all his money to an offshore account, but Detective Ray is very suspicious about everything. He theorizes that there must be some kind of scheme going on between Sam, Susie, and Kelly. As he can't figure out what motivation would Susie have to try and ruin Sam's life in the first place, why would she claim he raped her and worked with Kelly, but then turn on Kelly in the last second? But Ray is the only one suspicious, so he starts doing his investigation alone. He first confronts Kelly and asks her if the drug addict Susie will keep her mouth shut. Kelly ignores him, pretending to not know what he is talking about. So later that night, Ray goes to Susie and asks her if she truly trusts Sam and Kelly. He tells her that once they have no need for her, they will get rid of her, and that Sam and Kelly are in love. This freaks out Susie, and she leaves to meet up with Kelly once Ray leaves, but he is hiding outside, and he secretly follows her. Susie meets up with Kelly, and she starts freaking out, so Kelly calls Sam, and he tells them that Ray is just trying to scare them, and advises them to just follow the plan. Kelly is calm, but Susie isn't, and she starts accusing Kelly of betraying her. The two then get into a slap fight, which quickly turns to sex. Ray has videotaped everything, and he presents the tape to his boss and Gloria, but he just gets yelled at by his boss. He is told he is breaking the law and is ordered to drop the case. The next night, Kelly and Susie drive into a secluded area. Susie is drinking heavily and smoking, and she struggles to even keep her balance. Once they reach their location, they find Sam waiting for them. He tells Susie that he missed her and that she is going to spend the night with him. He then asks Kelly to get them a blanket, and while she goes to the car, Sam beats Susie with a champagne bottle on the head and kills her. He and Kelly then dump the body in the swamp and park her car at a bus stop in order to make people think she ran away. The next morning, Ray finds her car, but he is not convinced that she ran away. He then asks Jimmy where Susie goes when she wants an alone time, and Jimmy brings him to the secluded area Susie was killed. Ray scans the area and finds a tooth on the ground. He then calls in forensics to search the area. Nothing else is found in the area, but they take the teeth for DNA testing. Ray is now sure that Susie is dead and asks his boss if he can arrest Sam, but he is ordered to leave the case alone. Ray then asks Gloria to investigate Sam for him, and she reluctantly agrees. Later that night, Kelly calls Sam. She is extremely nervous and fears they will be caught for Susie's murder. Sam calms her down and tells her that they only have a few days left, and reassures her everything will be okay. Sam then notices Gloria watching him from across the street, so he decides to talk to her. He asks her to come to his hotel room and gives her Kelly's school record. The record shows that Kelly has shown violent tendencies when it comes to her mom and Susie. Sam then suggests that if Susie is dead, then Kelly should be the #1 suspect. This makes sense to Gloria too, and she calls Ray and tells him the same thing. Ray realizes Kelly's going to get framed, so he rushes to her home in the middle of the night. He comes running into her room, but Kelly gets scared and starts fighting him off. We then hear multiple gunshots, and at the end we see an injured Ray and a dead Kelly. The next day, Ray is brought to the station. He explains that he tried to save Kelly, but she got violent and shot at him. Then he had to shoot back and kill her. The police commissioner hears his case, but still decides to fire him. A few days later, Sam is relaxing at a beach outside of the country. He has now everything for himself, but actually no, as this is when it is revealed that Ray is actually Sam's partner. Ray was supposed to frame Kelly for the killing of Susie, but she was very annoying, so he had to kill her. Sam is annoyed that Ray didn't follow his plan, but they have now escaped, so it doesn't matter. Later that day, the two sail on Sam's boat to the middle of the ocean. While sailing, one of the ropes disconnects, so Sam asks him to tie it up. Ray then bends down to tie the rope, and Sam uses the opportunity to tilt the boat and throw out Ray. Ray falls off the boat but grabs hold onto the rope and makes it back to the boat. He and Sam then get into a fist fight, which Ray starts to win, but suddenly he gets hit with an arrow. Susie, who is not actually dead, then shoots him multiple times and he falls into the ocean. Sam's plan is finally complete. As he and his original partner, Susie, are now the only ones splitting the money, they celebrate by having a drink, but a few seconds later, Sam starts choking. Susie then reveals that she has poisoned him and Sam, and she hits him off the boat too. Meanwhile, Gloria visits Susie's grandmother. She asks her what she knows about Ray, and she learns that Ray used to secretly sleep with hookers. He was also abusive towards them, but one day Susie's friend tried to stop him. He then killed him and hid the body. Susie knew what he did, so he arrested her for drug use and threatened to do much worse if she talked. Gloria is shocked with what she learned, but that is not the only revelation. Susie's grandma then reveals that Sandra's father used to cheat with the hookers too, and he got one of them pregnant. The woman later gave birth to Susie, which makes Susie half-sister to Sandra. But the family kept the secret and denied Susie any of her inheritance, which finally explains to us why Susie was involved in this scheme in the first place. As the movie ends, Susie meets up with Ken to take her money. She then sails away rich and free. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our recap. Like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.